friends. I am Melissa Dell. I'm an independent Scentsy consultant, and today we're kind of taking a step back from there and we're going to go over some questions if you want to join a direct sales company, some things you might want to keep in mind. Now, you might be asking, okay, Melissa, well, what qualifications do you have? Let me tell you, I'm very nosy. I'm nosy and I like to know a lot of information. So ever since I've ever met anyone that's come across a different type of sales company, I always ask them a bunch of questions because I like to help people find the answer to things, to make sure they're paired up correctly, kind of like a matchmaker. And some of that lately has been with direct sales because that is a really good avenue for a lot of people who can't have a typical job or need extra income but don't want to commit to having like an extra, evening type job or weekend job because of life and kids and whatnot. So over the years, I've collected a lot of different companies. I mean, there's obviously so many. If you search the DSA, which is the Direct Sales Association website, they will pull up a ton of different kinds of companies. And I've looked there. Before I joined Scentsy many years ago, I wanted to kind of see what was out there. At the time, my husband and I were starting a company and we wanted to look into that kind of sales model. So we did a lot of investigating. So that's basically what gives me a little bit of insight to help you kind of ask these questions of people. So one of the big things is always what you have to spend. So that is your enrollment kit. Is there an annual fee? Is there a commitment that you have to constantly be requested of for minimum in sales? Now, most companies will require some kind of minimum, but it can vary. Sometimes it might be spread out over a year, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 4 months, sometimes 2 months, or sometimes every month. So you want to know what you're getting into ahead of time because direct sales is a business. It is sales, but there's so many different ways to go after it, and you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success by not like getting scared or frightened by some large sales minimum you have to have every month. For example, if you were new to a product and you were told, okay, you have to have $600 in sales a month to stay in good standing, you might kind of freak out a bit. I would, because if I don't make $600, does that mean I have to pay the difference? You never know. So that's a really good starting place. Another big thing is how much you get. So that is the other side of the thing in terms of commissions or perks or discounts or whatever. Some companies, if there's like if you do book order as a consultant, you might get to purchase the product at a discount. Sometimes it could be half off, sometimes certain percentage. Like what options are there for you to keep yourself satisfied with the product? Obviously, if you're joining a direct sales company, there's some element of it that is intriguing to you. So it could be the product, it could be the perks of vacations or whatnot. But at the end of the day, you have to sell the product. So if you don't sell the product because you don't really like it, how else are you going to kind of expand your network? Like you need to kind of like it, you need to know it, you need to try it and all that kind of stuff. Another great question is, do you have to have inventory? Now, inventory is a tricky thing, I will tell you. I have a lot of friends in a lot of different businesses, and most companies have the claim that you do not need any inventory. But is that realistic for being successful? That is a really important question to think about. A lot of the businesses, hello, Amazon spoils us. They give us 2-day shipping on everything, sometimes 1 day. So if you're a customer and you want to have something now, and it might benefit you to have some stuff on hand, but what does that mean? If you have a wide catalog, meaning a lot of different products, different colors, different whatever options for people to purchase, that could potentially be a big investment for you to stock up ahead of time, so that way any customer that you have will be able to immediately satisfy their want and purchase the items right away. Some companies don't require any, and that is awesome, and if you can be successful in that way, then that's even better. It might be a good alternative if you are trying to earn some extra cash but you don't have space for things. Is there product sampling or testers that you can have to share with people? I know in the makeup biz, a lot of them do have smaller size, some don't. So if they don't have smaller size product for you to test out for people to make sure that they like what they're gonna get, then what are the alternatives? Is that purchasing product at a discount or whatnot? One of the big things for me is that I hate paying shipping. That is why another reason Amazon spoils us. So a good question is to find out, does this company offer any way for you to have free shipping either to you or your customers, or discounted rates if there's a certain quota being purchased? A lot of times one of the things that I'm a math person. I want to make sure that whatever I'm investing in, I get the most bang for my buck. If I'm having to pay shipping, does it offset how much savings you had initially? So for example, let's say if you were with a company and they say, okay, you purchased $300 worth of products, you get 20% off, but you have to pay shipping and handling, not sales tax. Sales tax is totally different. That's a requirement of everywhere. You're not going to find anything like that unless you're a true wholesaler, and even then you have to have a reseller's license. I've been there as well. My wedding cake topper business I had before, I did have a reseller's license, so I would provide it to whatever company I was purchasing products from at a wholesale price, and I didn't pay sales tax, but I had to pay sales tax when I was doing my taxes for the state. So anyways, that's a separate side note. So if you're getting $200 worth of product for 20% off and you're paying a bunch of shipping, when you factor all of that in together, what is your true savings? Is there a savings there? Is that something that you're gonna eat on your own and provide as a service to your customers? No shipping costs. Yes, all of these are write-off expenses, but you still have to pay for them up front. You still have to have the initial investment of the cost to ship, of if you're mailing stuff out, all of that kind of thing. So while it is anything that can be a tax write-off, it usually requires you having to pay for it out of pocket first. And then also another big thing that, you know, as companies are rising and kind of getting their grounding with how they offer help and aid to their customers and their consultants or whatnot, a big question is, have they ever changed their commission schedule or their tiers of like what's qualified for it? So if this is honestly going to be probably the hardest thing to discover, especially if you're working with a consultant that you're looking to onboard underneath, to find out if they've not been with the company long enough, do they have someone that they can go to find out that answer for you? Some businesses, they might come up with a great commission schedule, I can't think of the word, but a commission pay, but if they grow too big or too quickly, they might try to change it because they're realizing their cost of doing business outweighs what they're paying in commission. Like, it's too much money for what they're doing and offering. So those are just some things to consider. Anyone who has a home-based business, we all want everyone to succeed. That's a part of the beauty of it. It's not a 9-to-5 job, so you don't have the 9-to-5 pay guaranteed every 2 weeks. So it does require work, and you want to make sure that your work is always being done successfully and well, so that way it's helping your family. I know one of our mottos of Scentsy is that you use family money don't use family money on Scentsy, but always use Scentsy money on family, because they want to make sure that our people aren't getting into debt. I have started a bunch of different businesses, and I like to stay in the black as much as possible, and a lot of that is investigating to make sure that it's the right fit for me before I jump in. And if I jump in and I realize that's not what I thought it was, then to easily back out of it. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you had to search around for a bunch of different direct sales companies before you found the right fit, did you ask these questions or did you ask a different one? Leave a comment below and let me know, because I would like to know to help other people. Thank you.